Hi, I'm Alan Beaulieu, President of ITR Economics. I think most of you are involved in the economy, or else you wouldn't be listening to this. And what a change. I had a question just 2 days ago that really brought everything to light. It said, everything's changed from 3 months ago. How do I know what's real? That's a really interesting question. What we do here at ITR is determine what is real, not based upon what we feel, not based upon the noise, not based upon adjectives and headlines, but based upon the numbers. So let's talk about a couple of the numbers. If you go back 6 weeks ago, it was like, when will we see deaths peak? When will we see cases peak? When are we going to see this begin to ebb so that we can see states free up and the economy begin to open up? We track that data on a daily basis, and we can show that to you. We will show that to you. And so we knew when we were on the backside, and as the states were opening up, we tracked weekly data and daily data there too. What's happening in retail sales, what's happening in intermodal freight activity, what's happening in unemployment trends, so that we can take the mystery out of it. And what we have seen is that as the states have opened up, the economies have actually started to loosen up and start in recovery. And it's certainly been very important for many industries. Now, what happens is different industries respond in different ways. Now, in the housing industry, you're looking really good, because what's going on there is that while you're going to see a flattish, perhaps in the next quarter or two, mildly negative 12-month moving total, you're going to see it come back so that the year ends flat with 2019, 0.3% above. We're going to, going forward, we're going to be looking at what's happening in your industry. If you're in commercial construction, you have an entirely different forecast. You're going to be in recession into early 21. If you're doing office building construction, that's a much longer scenario, and you know that the work from home movement is going to impact you. We look at all those things. We look at all those data points, and we break it down to the industry level. Oil and gas versus manufacturing fasteners versus manufacturing or distributing any number of products. What's happening in pharma? What's happening in investments? What's happening in education? As we look at all the changes and look how uneven it is, even from a month ago, we can see that it's very normal and logical. So while it's a brand new economy in a lot of people's minds, and while you can't possibly know what's going on in a lot of people's minds, the economy is behaving in a somewhat normal way. Why would you expect a lot of commercial construction to go on if businesses have been shut down, are struggling for cash? Even with PPP and Main Street and CARES 1 and CARES 2, there's a worry about whether they will have enough cash based upon how long this is all going to last. You would not expect a lot of new construction. Why are people buying homes? Well, because disposable personal income shot up, because the savings rate shot up. They actually have more cash, because prices are low, because interest rates are extremely low. So it's normal economic movement. And then as we look at the various industries and we look at what's important to you as we talk to you, that's what we do. What are the triggers? What's happening? What's normal? And from a month ago to today, it is a different world. But underneath it all, we still respond to stimuli. We still respond to the economic urges. We still respond to the self-needs and the self-wants that direct us in terms of our businesses and in terms of our personal lives. So if you're distributing paper, if you're distributing oil, if you're trucking sand around the country, there are indicators, there are things that we can talk about so that as things have opened up and are opening up, we'll be able to tell you what's going on with greater clarity than we could a month ago about what's happening. And we'll also be keeping an eye daily on what's happening with these increases in cases in various states. As if, for instance, yesterday it was announced that there was spiking in a particular state. And I read that in the headline, so I got the data. It's funny when you get the data what happens. And it had gone up. Absolutely, it had gone up. But it goes up all the time. It goes up and it goes down, it goes up and it goes down. It's a question of whether it keeps going up. But the report was it had gone up, and it was really kind of a overstatement of something that naturally occurs in these trends. And I compared that trend of an open state to a closed state. I looked at Florida and Texas, and I looked at California, and to see if things were really different between the closed and open states. And guess what? Not really different between the two. So when we look at the data in context and we look at what's actually happening, we can get a clearer indication of how we should position our businesses to go forward. What is important? What must we do? And as we do so, we can know that our business will not only survive, it will thrive. And as we survive through the near term and make, we hope, marginal profits, we can get ready for the future where we can go back to business in a way that we recognize and make very good profits and be miles ahead of the competition. That's the yesterday, that's the today, that's where we're going, and that's how we do it. Thank you for joining me. I hope it's helpful, and I hope that we can be of help to you in a very specific way as we go forward.